Yes. So with yesterday's session, I completed, exception handling, right? Like what is exception, what are the various types of exceptions, and which exception we are going to get in which scenario, and how to handle the exceptions, like various ways to handle the exceptions. All these things I discussed in my last session, and how to throw your own exception according to your situation. So I have a business logic, like if I give wrong pin number, I want to raise my own exception, and I want to stop the entire execution process. So that would be possible using this throw keyword, throws keyword, try catch finally, and all these things I discussed in my last session. Now it's time to discuss multi-threading, one more important concept from core Java. So it's a simple concept, not big concept, but it would be useful in some companies. Most of like some companies completely works under multi-threading, like threads, not more. Very rarely, very rare companies. Okay, so these threads would be useful in real time generally. So how it would be useful, all these things will let you know first. So multi-threading, it's a very important concept. Hope it's audible for everyone.
Yes.
So any queries up to last session? Anybody? Naveen, you discussed it just before 8 hours
No.
back. How can we say like we went through everything? Yes. So multi-threading. First, before starting about multi-threading, I spoke something about process and what is the exact process we are following in C and C++ other old technologies. And what about this Java? What is thread? All these things we'll discuss first. So first, the process. So if you go with the C, C++, all these programming languages are work under process based. These are process based programming languages. C, C++, all these things. Process means nothing great, for suppose I want to do some operation like, you gave your username and password, you click on login button. So login method is going to call it. That is one process. Like the process means your starting of your work, and whenever your work was ended, between that time and between that period is called as process. So what I mean to say was, process is like in C, C++, all these programming languages are process based programming languages. Process means it's a very heavyweight component. Process is heavyweight component, kindly remember. So process means nothing great, your work, whatever the functionality, whatever the operation you are trying to do, that operation is called as process kind of thing. Okay, so process is heavyweight component. Heavyweight component takes uh, more execution time, and more memory utilization. Memory utilization was more memory to complete the task. Got my point, guys? So process means nothing great. It's a heavyweight component, using which we can complete our task, but it takes lot of memory and lot of execution time to complete our task. That is the serious disadvantage with process. So C, C++, all these are multi-process based systems, multi-process based programming language. Multi-process based in the sense, so I have multiple works, like if I open this, so this is my net banking application. So I says a net banking application. So if you check this, so here whenever you click on login button, this is one operation. And if I click on personal banking, this is one operation. And if I click on something else, this is some. If you click on login button, this is one process. That means one operation. So if you click on personal banking, something is going to happen. That is one more process. Privilege banking is one more process, one more operation. This is one more operation. This is one more operation. So what I mean to say was, process based systems are two types: single process model, multi process model. Single process model in the sense, what happens, If you're trying to do multiple operations at a time, for suppose I am doing login operation, and somebody else like Grishma is doing personal banking operation, and somebody else like RK is doing privileged banking operation, and Suhas is doing some other operation. So what I mean to say was, if it is a single process model, for suppose my ICICI net banking application is there, this net banking application would be used by several customers across the world parallelly. Myself using net banking, and somebody else using net banking, and somebody else using net banking. So all the persons are simultaneously using this net banking application. So what happens with this single process model? These process models are two types: single process, multi process. Single process, multi process. Single. So as I said, process itself is a heavyweight. Process itself is a heavyweight. Yes. So here process itself heavyweight, and whereas coming to single process model, in the sense process means what? Single operation. Each and every operation is called as a process for time being. Okay. So in single process model, what happens, if simultaneous user, multiple users are trying to do multiple operations, only one operation would be executed at a time. First I am trying to log into ICICI net banking application, and simultaneously multiple users are trying to access this net banking application. No, it's not possible. After completion of first user work only, second user work would be started. After completion of second user work only, third user work would be started. After completion of third user work only, fourth user work would be started. For suppose I am a person who gave a request like my serial number was 1000, for suppose. So I am going to log into application ICICI net banking application after completion of 999 users. Whenever users with 999 numbers completed their work, then only I can able to log into application. That means if I gave a request like this to this application, I can log into this application after 2 to 3 days. Is it a fine thing, guys? Is it a fine thing?
No.
Like you gave a request to your ICICI net banking application, just I clicked on this URL, and you are going to get response after 3 days. Up to 3 days, it would be rotating like this only. After 3 days, you are going to get response. It's a serious problem, right? It's obviously a serious problem. Am I right or not, guys? Say yes or no. Hello? Is it audible, everyone? Suhas, everyone? Is it audible? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, any disturbance from my side? Think. Wait. Hope it's
Yeah, it's
audible.
audible.
Yes. So what I mean to say was, you are going to get response after 2 to 3 days whenever you gave a request to this ICICI net banking application. So it's a serious disadvantage. So what I mean to say was, if you go with single process model, only one user can able to log into application at a time. All users can't able to log into applications at a time. That is the serious disadvantage. So whereas coming to multi-process system, what happens, multiple users can able to log into application, but the process itself is heavyweight, right? So each and every person is going to log into application parallelly, but each and every person is going to get response little bit late. Response execution time would be more, and memory utilization would be more with the process, right? So even though with multi-process systems also, even though multiple processes are executing at a time, each and every user is going to get response little bit late. By little bit late, it takes a lot of time to get the response. I know it utilizes a lot of memory to give the response. So many disadvantages with multi-process system as well. What is the difference between single process and multi-process, guys? Single process means only one process would be executed at a time, whereas coming to multi-process, multiple process would be executed parallelly. Okay, that is the difference. But even with multi-process system also, we have a serious disadvantage that process itself is heavyweight, so it takes lot of memory and lot of execution time. So obviously you are going to get response with a lot of time. Like it's going to take a lot of time to give the response. To get the response, it takes a lot of time. So to overcome all these problems, Java people has totally eliminated this process-based system. In Java programming language, you can't able to find anywhere like process. Java is totally thread based programming language. Kindly remember, guys, Java is totally thread based programming language. What I said with process is heavyweight component, I said, right? So whereas coming to Java, which supports thread model programming, which is very lightweight, so which takes very less execution time and which takes very less memory to execute your task or to complete your task. That is the greatness of Java, guys. So we'll write it first. So process means heavyweight, kindly remember. Whereas coming to thread is a lightweight process. Thread is very lightweight, lightweight friends. Kindly remember, thread is very lightweight. Thread is a lightweight and takes less time to execute, less time to execute, and less memory, less time to execute, and less memory consumption also. Less memory consumption. That is the greatness of thread. Less memory consumption. Okay, so thread means nothing great, it's a lightweight process. So to complete a task, like this is my task, login, whenever I click on login button, something is going to happen, right? Some functionality is going to happen, right? That would be done by a thread. One thread is going to allocate for that functionality, so each and every operation is called as a thread. Okay, so in Java technology, each and every operation will work under threads, kindly remember. So thread is very lightweight, which takes very less execution time and very less memory. That means if I click on login button, yes, this was developed under Java technology, it takes very much execution time was, it takes very less execution time and less memory. So whenever you click on login button, you are going to get the response within fraction of seconds. Within fraction of seconds. That is the greatness of Java, because it's a thread based programming language. If it is process based programming language, you are not going to respond within fraction of seconds. It takes a lot of time because process is heavy weight. Hope everyone got my point. Any confusion, guys? Yes. So if anything needed further, or if you confuse it somewhere, please let me know immediately. Okay, so we'll write it here clearly first. So again, these threads are two types. One is single thread model. Single thread model and a multi-thread model. Threads are two types. One is single thread model and second one is multi-thread model. Single thread model in the sense only one thread would be executed at a time. That means if multiple users are trying to log into application, only one user can able to log into application. That means if for suppose ICICI net banking application was used by different customers across the world, for suppose 1 lakh customers, and for suppose for time being 1,000 customers are trying to log into application simultaneously at a time. So only first user can able to log in, and second user may log into application after completion of first user work, and third user after completion of second user work. That means the user with 1,000 number can able to log into application before, like after completion of 999 user works. That means he's going to log into application after 2 to 3 days. Even single thread model also, because it is allowing only single thread at a time. It is allowing only single thread at a time. So only one thread, only one thread. Thread means nothing great, it's a work kind of thing or operation. Don't forget, lightweight work. Only one thread will execute at a time. So what happens if only one thread will execute at a time? What is the disadvantage, guys? Anybody please? What is the disadvantage if only one thread will execute at a time?
It will take
Yes, if only one thread will execute at a time, it takes a lot of time. Like if you want to execute something, if multiple users are trying to log into application, it takes a lot of time to get the response, right? So to overcome this problem, multi-thread model came into picture. Java is a multi-threaded programming language. You people already know. While I'm talking about various features of Java technology, I quoted one statement. Java is a multi-threaded programming language. Have you remembered, guys?
yes,
Can
yes,
you open my Java features once? Java is a multi-threaded programming language. What it means? What it means, multi-threaded model? That means Java supports multiple threads to
Multiple.
execute at a time. That is the greatness of Java. That means, for suppose 1,000 users, 1,000 customers are trying to log into application, ICICI net banking application. 1,000 users can able to log into application within fraction of seconds without any delay. That is the greatness of Java. Because it's a multi-threaded model, multiple threads are going to allocate for each and every user. Multiple threads are executing parallelly, so all users can able to log into application within fraction of seconds. Whereas coming to single thread model, only one user can able to log into application. Other users can able to log in application before after completion of first user work. So that is the serious disadvantage. So whereas coming to multi-threaded model, multiple threads executes at a time. Multiple threads executes at a time. So if multiple threads executes at a time, what is the best advantages we are going to get? What are the best advantages we are going to get? First, response will be, you are going to get response within fraction of seconds. Got it, guys? So less time to within less time, or we'll write it here like within fraction of seconds, you are going to get response. You're going to get response. For suppose how can I say, if you click on like this, if you click on this, you're going to get response within fraction of seconds or not. I'm using here net banking and somebody else also using net banking and somebody else also using net banking. Even multiple users are using net banking also. You're going to you're going to get response within fraction of seconds. Am I right or not? Have you observed it
Yes.
or not? So that is the greatness of Java. That is the greatness of multi-threaded model. So within a fraction of seconds, you are going to get response if it is a multi-threaded model. Okay. So Naveen, you said thread means lightweight process. It takes less time to execute and it takes less memory to consume. It consumes very less memory to complete your task. This is what you said. So you spoke something about thread. So how to create a thread? How you create thread? So threads generally we can create in two ways. Generally, if you observe, if I open my program, suppose if I open my program, so yes, so if you observe here, JVM starts its execution process from which place onwards, guys? JVM starts its
Main.
execution process
Main.
from main method. So how JVM starts its execution process? By calling one thread. Here one operation is doing, right? Operation means thread, I said. Work means thread, right? I said. So for main method, JVM is going to create one method, sorry, one thread that is called as main thread. So for each and every operation one thread would be allocated. Okay. So here for whenever JVM starts its execution process, immediately what it means, one thread would be created, that main method, that is called as main thread. Okay. Similarly, here thread was created by JVM, and if you want to create your own thread and I want to execute multiple threads at a time, I want to show it practically. So how you create your own threads, we can able to create our own threads in two ways. Two ways basically. One is using extending thread class. Extends from thread class. Second one is implements runnable interface. Implements runnable interface. So if you want to create your own thread for your particular class, your own defined class, so then we have two ways to create threads. First one is using extending from thread class, and second one is using implements from runnable interface. Interface in the sense, definitely we need to write implements keyword, right? That is what I said while I'm talking about abstraction. Have you remembered or not, guys?
Yes.
Yes. If it is class or abstract class, we have to write extends keyword. That is what I said. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Yes. Grishma, are you there? Are you getting my point? What I'm saying? Yes. Yes, these are the two ways using which we can create our own thread. So how can I create my own thread using first approach, like extending thread class? So what we need to do, first we have to take our own class for which you want to create your own thread, and that has to be extended from thread class first. Kindly remember. For suppose here my class name was account or credit card or whatever it may be. Credit card. Credit card is my class name, and for which I want to create my own thread. So it has to be extends from thread class, which has to be extends from thread class, and inside it this thread class is already having one method. This thread class is already having one method, that is run method. Okay, same method you have to override it. What is overriding, guys? Method overriding.
Same class with same parameters list.
Same
Same name with same parameters list.
same method with same parameters, even name, parameters, everything has to same, but you have to implement it or you have to write it in subclass. You have to maintain inheritance relationship. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Yes. Already this thread class is having run method. Same thing I'm going to override here. Public. This thread class is predefined class. Kindly remember, this thread is predefined class available in Java software. Public void run method. You have to override your run method, and inside your run method you have to write your business logic for which you want to create your own thread. Got my point? Generally thread would be created for some operation, some business logic. So that business logic for which you want to create your own thread, that you have to write inside your run method. And then you have to take your main class main class, in the sense main method is available, right? Main class, and public static void main string array args, you people already know it. Public static void main string array args. And if you want to start this thread, if you want to start this thread, what you have to do, you have to create object for this class, and you have to call start method. Start method is the predefined method. Whenever you call start method, immediately separate thread would be created for this operation, and this thread and JVM created thread at main method, both threads would be executed parallelly. That I will show you practically, then you are going to get good idea. Got my point, guys? So if you want to create your own thread, what you have to do, first you have to your class has to be extended from thread class, and then you have to override run method. Inside this run method you have to write your own business logic, whatever you want. And then if you want to call if you want to start your thread, up to now you just created, you just overrided run method and you just extended it from thread class, so with it thread was not started. Whenever you call start method, then only this thread would be started. Then only this thread would be started. I'll show you practically, then you are going to get good idea. File new Java. So I'm skipping all steps. First section was comment section, right, guys? Thread class example. Thread class example. What is second section? Package section. I'm skipping package section.
Package.
And then third one, import java dot lang dot
Import.
star. Import statement. And then fourth, I'm taking normal class. Normal class I'm taking, guys. Can you remember? So my class name was, for suppose, credit card is my class name. And class has to be extends from which class according to our approach in first approach? Sorry?
Thread.
Your class has to be extends from thread class. Kindly remember. Extends thread. Thread is predefined class or not? From Java software. So that's why you are getting it red mark. That's why you are getting it in red mark. Kindly remember. So first, my motto was here with this example. My motto was very simple. Actually, from main method onwards, one thread was created by JVM. That is okay. I don't want like that. I want to create one more thread, my own thread, and I want to execute this thread and this thread, JVM created thread and my own thread parallelly. As Java is a multi-threaded programming language, multiple threads has to be executed parallelly. Am I right or not, guys? So I want to show you it practically. Like here already one thread was created by JVM at main method, and I'm going to create one more thread, and I will show you like whether two threads are executing parallelly or not. I want to show you it practically. So what I'm doing, I'm going to take one class, credit card class, and for this credit card class I want to create my own thread, and this thread and this thread both has to be executed parallelly. So first, for which class or for which you want to create your own thread, that class has to be extended from thread class first. That is the first point what you need to do. And second point, what I need to do, guys, what is the second point?
Run method.
I need to override run method for
Overriding
this
run
thread
method.
class. This thread class is already having run method. That run method you have to override here. So how I'm going to override, you just observe. Public what overriding means nothing great. Whatever the definition available, how you declared this method in superclass, as it is you have to paste here. Even parameters also you have to paste like same. If you change parameters, that is not called as overriding. Kindly remember. Public void run this. Okay. For suppose inside this I'm going to write one business logic. Like I'm going to write one for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than 10. I'm trying to loop something I plus plus, I plus plus. Okay, so here I'm writing on business logic. So this is user defined thread or not? This is JVM created thread or user defined thread? User defined thread.
JVM.
No, JVM was
User defined thread.
this is JVM created thread. Only main method, at main method JVM creates thread. So here for my credit card class, credit card is related to me, not to JVM. Am I right or not? This is my own class. So for this class I'm creating my own thread. So this is user defined thread. I am defining my own thread here by extending thread class and by overriding run method. Got my point? Hello?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm writing one thing here, system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println. I'm a user defined thread. I'm a user defined thread. Okay, so in this for loop I used to write one SOP, that is I am a user defined thread created by something, like created for credit card department, credit card access, credit card access. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write main class, that is thread class example. Thread class example. Now what is the third step, guys? What is the third step?
Call that method.
Which methods? Third step. This is second step.
Start method.
Yes, I need to call start method. Kindly remember. This is third step. Okay. First I need to extend from thread class, and second you need to override run method, and third one you have to call start method. Whenever you call start method, then only your user defined thread would be started. Kindly remember. Okay. So to call start method, first you have to create object for this credit card class. Where my start method available? Any guessings from anybody? Where my start method available? In which class it was available?
Thread.
Sorry?
Thread.
Credit card. So am I wrote any start method here in credit card? No, right? So how you say it was available? Sorry?
Method.
Sorry?
Thread method.
Thread.
Yeah.
Thread is not a method, it's a class.
Oh, sorry, in thread class.
Yes, in thread class it was available. Suddenly I confused.
In thread class.
Yes.
Sorry.
C dot start method. So Here I'm calling start method from credit card class, but credit card class doesn't have any start method. So how can I call this start method? How it's possible, guys? Any idea?
Yes, because you are extending that credit
Yes,
card class
exactly.
upon thread class. Yeah.
So here my class is extending from thread class. So I can able to get all variables and methods from thread class to my credit card class because of inheritance relationship. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Yes. So here thread class is having start method. I can able to use in my credit card class because it is a subclass and it is a super class. So all childs can able to get the can able to get variables and methods from parents easily. So that's it, guys. We'll save it and I will show you something. Here we'll write one more SOP, one more for loop. Actually, from main method onwards, one thread was created by JVM that is called as main thread, right? Yes. So what I'm going to, this is JVM created main thread, right? From main method onwards, one thread was created by JVM, right? That is called as main thread. Okay, and in my main method, I am calling my own thread. I am starting my own thread. That means this thread was available and main thread was available. So I want to show you like from this point onwards, main thread was created. Okay, main thread was created and parallelly I'm trying to call my own thread. I want to show you like this thread and this thread are both are executing parallelly or not. JVM created thread and my own thread. As Java is a multi-threaded programming language, multiple threads has to be executed parallelly. Am I right or not, guys? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that means this thread and this thread, both JVM created thread and my own thread, both has to be executed parallelly. So we'll show you that practically whether both threads are executing parallelly or not. So if both threads are executing parallelly, what is the output I need to get, guys? Any idea? Here, this thread was created by
I am a user defined. Yeah.
yeah, I'm a user defined thread created for credit card access, and this is JVM
And this
created main thread.
yeah.
So how I get first I'm going to get this 10 times and I'm going to get this 10 times. Am I right? Or something else?
Yeah.
How I get Grishma? Any idea from your side?
Yeah, that is first I am a user defined thread
Mhm.
and second one this is JVM created.
So what it means, it's like single thread model, right? If you say like that, like this is executing first and then this is executing second. So it is a single thread model, but Java is a multi-threaded model. So it doesn't make sense, right? So what I'm saying was, this is user-defined thread. You started here, and this is JVM created thread. Both threads has to be executed parallelly. That is what I said because Java is a multi-threaded programming language. But you said this would be executed first, like you are going to get this 10 times, and then it was started. So it looks like single thread model, right? After completion of this was started, as you said. But I don't want like that. Java is a multi-threaded programming language. So this and this both has to be executed parallelly. Am I right or not?
Okay, yeah.
So that means you are going to get mixed output. This thread and this thread both are going to execute parallelly. That means you are going to get mixed output. You can't expect this and this both will execute parallelly as Java is a multi-threaded programming language. So we'll show you it practically. Then you're going to get good idea. Go to command prompt. Go to your path where you saved your program. So this is my path where I saved my program. So Java C. What it is?
Thread example.
Thread class example. Yes, it was compiled successfully. Java thread class example. See, observe here, you are getting mixed output. Both threads are executing parallelly. Sometimes that one, sometimes this one. You can't estimate the output. Output is changing according to the resources. First JVM created thread 4 times, and then user defined thread, and then main thread. Both are executing parallelly or not, guys? Both are executing parallelly or not? Every time your output is changing.
Yeah.
Every time output is
Yes.
changing. Have you
Yes.
observed? That means here have you observed JVM
Yeah.
first 4 times and then this one. and then this one. That means both the threads are executing parallelly. Have you observed? Both threads are executing parallelly. Both threads
Yes.
are executing parallelly. See, both threads are executing parallelly. That is the greatness of Java. That is the greatness of Java. Java is a multi-threaded programming language. Multiple works we can able to finish parallelly. So if I complete multiple works parallelly, what happens? I can able to finish my entire work within 1 minute. But if you complete all works one by one, one by one, one by one, it takes 1 day or 2 days of time. 1 day or 2 days of time to finish your work. But as because of multi-threaded programming language, I can able to finish my entire work within 1 minute. That is the greatness of Java, right? So it's practically proved, right? Both threads are executing parallelly or not, guys? Or one thread would be execute for first after completion of first, second would be started like that.
No, parallel.
Parallelly, both threads are executing, right? That's why you're getting mixed output. JVM created
Yeah.
thread, JVM created thread, and my own thread. Both are executing parallelly. That is the greatness of Java. Okay, so this is first approach using which we can create our own thread, guys. And with this first approach, we have one disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? Here your credit card class is already extending from what class?
Thread.
Thread predefined class. Am I right or not? So
Yes.
for suppose I
Yes.
have a business logic, my credit card class has to be extends from account class as well, savings account class as well. Is it possible in Java? Can I extend from two classes at a time? Is it possible?
No.
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 What it means? What it means if I extend from two classes?
Multiple inheritance.
Multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance was not at all possible in Java technology. Kindly remember, if your class is
Yes.
extending from more than one super classes, that is called as multiple inheritance. But Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. Why Java doesn't support? You people already know. Like if both classes having same method, JVM was in confusion from which class I need to get that method. So to eliminate that confusion process, to eliminate that confusion, Java people has totally eliminated this multiple inheritance concept from Java. Hope you know it, everyone. So here
Yes.
my requirement was very simple. My class, my credit card class must and should needs to extend from account class. But is it possible in this approach? Your class, if you want to create your own thread, it has to be must and should extend from thread class. And according to your business logic, you have to extend from account class as well. Is it possible in this approach, guys?
No.
No, it's not at all possible. Yes. So to overcome this problem, second approach came into picture, guys. Second approach. What it means, second approach, your class has to be extends from runnable interface and remaining two steps are same. Okay. First, your class has to be first step. Your class has to be my class was credit card, which has to be implements from runnable interface. Implements runnable. Okay, this is the first step, and you have to override run method second. This is first point, and the second point was you have to override run method. Public void run. Public void run. You have to override run method. And third point, what is the third point, guys? You people already know.
Start method.
I need to call start method by creating object, right?
Yes.
Yes. Where my start method available, guys? Any idea? In which class my start method available? Thread class. So you have to create object for thread class here, because your class is not extended from thread class here, right?
Yes.
It was implements from runnable interface only. So you have to create object for thread class, and you have to pass your this credit card reference, and then you have to call start method. So you have to call start method. This is the process what you need to do. So we'll give you a small example, then you are going to get good idea. File, new, Java. I'm skipping all first steps, unnecessary steps like comment section, package section, import section. All these things I'm just eliminating because you people very much familiar with all those process. I think so. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes, class, credit card. Which has to be? Credit card has to be
Implement.
implements
Implements from runnable class.
runnable interface, not class.
Sorry.
Runnable interface. If it is class, here you have to write extends keyword. It is an interface, right? So you have to write implements keyword here. Okay. Now what is the second step?
Overriding run method.
Yes, I need to override my run method. Public void run. Same business logic I'm going to write. Just copy and paste. Because I want to show you both threads are executing parallelly or not in this approach. Yes, I'm usually find thread created for credit card access. In second approach, we'll write. Using second approach. Okay. Yes. Now, what is the third step? What I need to do? What is the third step, guys?
To call start method
Yes, I
from
need to
main
call.
class. Main method.
Yes, main method. So, for suppose this example was what it is? Runnable example. I'm writing runnable example. Okay. So first, where is my start method available? In which class my start method was available?
Thread class.
Thread class. But here, if I create object for this credit card and if I call start method, you can't able to call start method because your class is not extended from thread class. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Yes, you have to create object for thread class manually here first. Thread t equal to new thread. This thread is predefined class, kindly remember. Thread t equal to new thread. Okay, and for this thread class, first you have to create object for your credit card class also because you are trying to create one thread for your credit card class, right? So for that also you have to create object first. But start method was not available in credit card class because it was not extended from thread class. Credit card c equal to new credit card. First you have to create object for this, and this reference you have to pass to this thread class. That means for this thread class this is constructor. For this constructor you have to pass this object reference, then you have to call start method. T dot start method. Got my point, guys? What I done here? Because I can't able to call start method directly creating object for credit card because your credit card was not extended from thread class. So in alternate, what I'm doing, I created object for credit card class, and that credit card reference I'm passing to thread object because thread class is having start method. So that's why I call start method from thread class by passing that reference. Hope everyone got my point.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to write my this for loop also because I want to show you both threads are executing parallelly or not. Yes. This is main thread created by JVM. Yes. Java C runnable exam. Now tell me, guys, what is the output I'm going to get? I'm going to get this 10 times first, this 10 times first, after that this 10 times. Am I right?
No.
Sorry.
No, Naveen.
So what I'm going to get now?
Parallel.
Parallel output I'm going to get. Mixed output I'm going to get. What you mean to say?
Yeah.
Yes. Why mixed output? Why mixed output? Any idea?
Because we are using multiple threads.
Yes, multiple threads are executing parallelly. Right? This thread, that means this main thread created by JVM and your own defined thread, both are executing parallelly. That's why you're going to get mixed output. Right? I'm getting noise from somebody. Hello? Yes. So if you compile this program and if you execute this program, you're going to get mixed output because both threads are executing parallelly. Java runnable example. Check it once. Sorry. See, mixed output you are getting. Output is changing each and every time. The total depends on system resources allocation. See, both threads are executing parallelly. Both threads are executing parallelly. Observe, both threads are executing parallelly. So see this thread, JVM created thread several times, and then credit card related thread, and then JVM thread, credit card related thread, JVM thread, credit card related thread. That means both threads are executing parallelly. That's why you're getting mixed out. You can't estimate the output. Like I'm going to get that a few times and this 6 times. You can't able to estimate the output. Output would be changed each and every time according to the system resources and allocation. Okay?
Yep.
Yes. These are the various ways used to create threads, guys. Hope everyone got my point.
Yes.
Yes. Now I'm going to talk something about thread life cycle. So I have a small question. I'm an introvert. I'm trying to ask one question. What is thread and in how many ways I can able to create my own threads? What is the answer you are going to give?
There is two types of threads.
First, what is
Single
thread?
thread and
What is thread? What is thread? What is
thread
the
is a
meaning of?
lightweighted
Yes, thread is a lightweight process or lightweight what
process,
kind of
less, yeah, and it consumes less uh,
memory?
execution time and less memory.
Okay. So in how many ways I can able to create my thread?
Two types, single thread and multiple thread.
Yes, thread models are two types. But how can I create my threads? What are the various ways to create my own thread?
To extend a thread
Two
class,
ways.
particular class to extend from thread class,
Mm-hmm.
follow the runnable method and start master.
Yes, that is first approach. And second, what is second approach?
Implement
Second
some
is
runnable
implement
interface.
the runnable interface.
Yes, implements runnable interface. That is the second approach, right? Yes. Next, thread life cycle. It's like a small theoretical concept. Thread life cycle. How thread would be called? Like up to now, I created my own thread, right? So how thread would be started, and whenever you call start method, thread would be started right before starting your thread. What happens? And if I want to stop my thread, what I'm going to do, what I need to do, all these things will let you know in this thread life cycle. I'll open small command prompt. Sorry, not MS Paint. Thread life cycle. First, new or bone state. Second one, runnable or ready state. I think so. Second, runnable ready state. And third one, I think running state. I think so. Yes, running state. I hope running state. And fourth one, blocked state here. And here,
తీయాలి కదా.
dead state. This is the process. Sorry. Rishma, what's your weekend plannings?
We have not decided, Naveen, because my baby has a temperature last
Sorry?
night. My baby have a temperature, Naveen.
Oh, sorry.
That's why I'm delayed for a session. He's like he can't sleep until 3 o'clock, 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Now he is sleeping. Yeah. So we are going forward. Like if there is an not you are planning for a next session, then we are planning to go out with him and take him out park and anywhere if the weather is good.
So So totally depends on me, you mean to say. Indirectly you are
Yeah,
saying. Indirectly you are saying.
yeah. Yeah, it's totally depend on you.
Newborn state, first one. And then runnable ready state.
మీరు ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళరు ఎక్కడ ఉంటారు మరి?
And then running state. And then dead state. This is blocked state. Yes. Mm, yeah. So this is thread life cycle, guys. So we'll represent it in arrow marks first. So first your thread would be in new or born state. That means just you wrote your your credit card class implements from runnable interface, and it was you overrided just run method. You just overrided run method, and you didn't call any start method. So like implements from runnable interface and overrided run method. That's it, I done. So at that time, your thread was in new or born state. So whenever you call start method, immediately the thread goes to runnable or ready state. Kindly remember. So when thread actually going to ready or runnable state, whenever you call start method. Up to that, it was in new or born state only. Okay. So whenever you call start method, it goes to ready or runnable state. So ready or runnable in the sense it was ready to start, but not started exactly. Kindly remember, it was ready to start that process, ready to start to execute that process or operation, whatever it may be. So whenever you call start method, it goes to ready or runnable state. Ready or runnable state means it is ready to start, not started. So when it goes to running state, actually, whenever system allocates resources or thread scheduler assigns system resources. Thread scheduler is there inbuilt in JVM. Whenever the thread scheduler assigns resources to this particular thread, then only your thread would be started. How thread scheduler will allocate resources, that totally depends on its own algorithm. It was designed in by some algorithm according to system resources. It would allocate. Thread scheduler assigns resources, system resources, what I mean to say. So whenever thread scheduler assigns system resources after calling start method, then immediately your thread was started exactly. That means it goes to running state. That means your thread would be like your work would be started. It goes to running state. Okay. So whenever your work was completed, for suppose here this is my own thread, this is my own defined thread, and I call run method. Whenever you call start method, immediately after allocating resources, this business logic is going to execute, this for loop is going to execute. That means if your entire business logic was completed, like everything was done, entire work was done, then immediately your thread goes to dead state. So after completion of your work, what is the need of thread? Is there any need, guys? Say yes or no. Like here, if you observe this output, after getting 10 times, your thread was stopped or not? Your thread was died or not?
Yes.
Your thread was died or not? It is 10 times printed, and then immediately you are getting again this, like, see users home desktop. If it was not died, if thread was not dead, what happens? You are going to get blink blink, like you are not going to get this in output. So what I mean to say was, after completion of your work, your thread goes to dead state. Or I want to stop my thread intentionally. Then you can go with stop method. If you call stop method in running state, if you call stop method on thread would be stopped automatically. That means it goes to dead state. So I have a small requirement, guys. What it is, I have a small requirement. One second. my thread was running currently. I want to stop my thread for specific time. I want to stop my thread for specific time. We'll show you practically how it stops. So if you want to stop your thread for specific time, in the sense you are sending your thread to blocked state for specific time. So that would be possible in Java technology. So how you stop your thread for specific time, using sleep method, wait method, or using all these methods you can. So all these things will show you practically, no worries. If you call sleep method, sleep of some specific time, up to that time, your thread goes to blocked state. That means nothing is going to happen. Sleep time you have to mention. Okay, or wait method also, whatever it may be. Wait. So if you in executing thread, if you provide sleep method up to that specific time, up to that specific time period, your thread goes to blocked state. That means blocked state means nothing is going to happen. After completion of this after completion of this time, like here you mentioned 1000 milliseconds. After completion of 1000 milliseconds, again your blocked thread goes to running state or ready or runnable state. Ready or runnable state. I'm getting noise from somebody. Yes. So what I mean to say was, after completion of your sleep time, whenever you call sleep method with a specific time, your running thread goes to blocked state. After completion of this time, whatever you mentioned, again it goes to ready or runnable state. After completion of sleep time. Or you can able to call notify method or notify all method also to send your blocked thread to ready or runnable thread. Notify all these things. Okay, so this is entire thread life cycle, guys. Nothing great. One more time I'm telling you. So first your thread would be new or bound state. So whenever you call start method, it goes to ready or runnable state. Whenever you call start method, it goes to ready or runnable state. Ready or runnable means your thread was not started, only it is ready to start. So when it started, exactly, whenever thread scheduler assigns resources, immediately it goes to running state. In running state, your entire business logic would be executed. So after completion of business logic, your thread goes to dead state. That is one process. And at the middle of my business logic execution, I want to stop my thread for specific time. At the business so at the middle of my business logic execution, I want to stop my thread for specific time. Then you can using sleep method or wait method. Whenever you call sleep method or wait method with specific time, so up to that time your thread goes to blocked state. So after completion of that time, again it goes to ready or runnable state, and then again process is same. Again process is same. So this is entire thread life cycle. This is entire thread life cycle. Thread life cycle in the sense how thread would be started from starting of your thread to ending of your thread. Between that process is there, right? One second, guys. Yes. So what I'm saying, yes, like from starting to ending, the process is there, right? That process is called as life cycle, thread life cycle. How thread would be started, and how thread would be goes to ready state, and how thread would be goes to running state, and how thread would be died, and how thread goes to blocked state, and from blocked state to ready or runnable state. This entire process is called as thread life cycle. Okay, guys. Any queries in thread life cycle?
No.
Yes. Can I continue or wind?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Continue.
Yes. So this is thread life cycle. Next, various methods in threads will let you know. First, some important methods. Then you are going to get good idea. Here I created my own thread, right? So for that thread, you can give your own name. That is possible. Okay. Here I created my own thread, right? So for that thread, you can give your own name. Okay. How can I give your own name? T dot set name method. T dot set name. Set name. You can give your own name. Naveen created thread. Naveen thread, for suppose this was Naveen thread. Okay. Set name is one of the method. We'll write here various methods in threads. I'm not writing any notes here. Please make your own notes. I explained everything by this paint, right? So you just prepare your own notes. I'm not writing anything here. Okay. Got my point, Grishma?
Yeah,
And everyone.
yeah.
Various methods in threads. So what are the various methods in threads? Some important methods I'm telling you, not all methods. Some important methods. What useful? Set name. Set name is one method used to set the name to your particular thread. And get name method to know the current executing thread. Current executing thread name I want to know, so that you can using get name method. Okay, and you can able to set priority also. Priority in the sense, if you give high priority to your thread, that thread would be executed first by thread scheduler. That means thread scheduler assigns resources to that particular thread first if you give high priority to your thread. So you can give high priority also, no worries. And set priority. Set priority, and priority you have to mention. Priority was in the form of one value or five value or 10 value. If it is one value, that is minimum priority. If it is five value, average priority. If it is 10 value, you are giving to priority, set priority method, that is called as maximum priority. That means you are giving high priority to your thread, so that thread would be executed first by the thread scheduler. Set priority, and then we have, I want to know my current executing thread. What is the current executing thread? Then current thread method would be useful. Current thread method was useful. And I want to know how many number of threads are executing right now. Then active count method would be useful. Active count. It returns how many threads are executing currently. And as I said here, I want to send my running thread to running thread to blocked state up to specific time. Then what are the various methods I need to use, guys? I want to send my running thread to blocked state up to specific time. I want to stop my thread up to some time. What are the methods I need to use?
Sleep, wait.
Sleep or wait, anything is okay. Sleep or wait. We'll tell you what are the differences between sleep and wait. Sleep method. Sleep of time. Sleep of time you have to mention. This is one more method, and we have some other methods also. Like these are some methods what we are going to use useful in real time. So we'll show you it practically. Then you are going to get good idea. First, yes, here I set some name to my thread, right? Naveen thread. Naveen created thread. So here, what I'm going to do, I want to get that name, right? So to get that name, you have to use get name method. So you started your thread. What I'm going to do, SOP system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println. Thread name was so to know your thread name, you have to use t dot get name method. What is the name of my thread? What is the name of my thread for this t? What I said, guys?
Object.
Sorry.
An object by of thread method, thread class.
Yeah, no, set name method. For set name method, it was useful to set the name to your thread. So what is the name I gave to my thread here?
Naveen thread.
Naveen thread. So if you call get name method, you are going to get Naveen thread. Thread name was Naveen thread, you are going to get. That is what I mean to say. Yes, thread name was Naveen thread. Have you observed, guys? You can give your
Yeah.
own name to your particular thread. Here, what I'm saying, this is user-defined thread created for credit card class. So I want to give my own name to that particular thread. Then you can using set name method. If you want to know that get name, you want to know the name of that particular thread, then get name method was useful. And similarly, you can give priority also. Set priority. For suppose If you want to give priority to your thread, you can. P dot set priority. Set priority, and for this priority you have to pass one integer value, either 1 or kindly remember to write here. For this you have to give either 1 value or 5 value or 10 value. If you pass 1 value, it means low priority. If you pass 5 value, it is called as normal priority. That means thread scheduler calls this thread, after completion of first high priority threads. If you give high priority, then thread scheduler assign resources to that thread immediately. That means that thread was executed first. Got my point, guys? According to thread life cycle, when your thread would be started, when your thread goes to running state, exactly whenever thread scheduler assigns resources. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Even though you call start method, your thread was not executed, guys. When it executed, whenever thread scheduler assign resources. If you gave high priority to your thread scheduler assign resources immediately within fraction of seconds. You don't know, very fraction of seconds it allocates resources, and immediately that thread would be started. So if you want to give that priority, set priority method was useful. Set priority of, for suppose I am giving 10 value. 10 means what? High priority or low priority?
High priority.
High priority. You can give high priority to your thread. So see, you gave high priority to your thread. That's why it was 10 times executed first. Have you observed? Credit card access using second approach. That's why this thread was executed first. See, observe. So JVM is giving thread resigning resources to that particular thread immediately. So you give your high priority to that particular thread. Got my point? Everyone?
Yes.
I'm getting noise from somebody. I'm getting noise. I don't know from. What happened? This Suhas, all these people, I think all these people are sleeping. Threads concept. Okay. Next, what I'm saying. So yes, I want to know the current executing thread. Then we have one more approach. Current executing thread I want to know. So we have a option like thread dot. So here I'm writing on SOP, right? So instead of this, I may user defined thread. Will remove all these things, and I will print thread name. I am a user defined thread plus thread dot current thread method, guys. Here I wrote, right, current thread. Current thread method was useful to get the current executing thread. Current thread dot get name. If you write get name, you are going to get that name get name. Similarly, same here will write. If you want to know the current executing thread, then you have to use current thread method, guys. Current thread methods will return current thread executing thread, but I want to know the name also. If you want to know any name of your thread, what method I need to use, guys? Just now I set some name to my thread. I want to know the name of my thread. What is the method I need to use? Anybody, please? Get name method. So that's why current thread returns current executing thread, and that name I want. That's why I called again get name method. So this current thread and set name, get name, all these methods are available in thread predefined class. Kindly remember, all these are available in thread predefined class, guys. Kindly remember. Set name, get name, active count, sleep method, all these things are available. All these methods are available in thread predefined class. Okay. So we'll show it practically. CLS. Yes. So observe here, I'm a user defined thread, Naveen thread. And this is JVM created main thread. Main is coming, name. Have you observed? Main is coming. I think. then you are going to get good idea. See, observe here. I'm a user defined thread Naveen thread. Why I'm getting this name Naveen thread? Because you called thread dot current thread dot get name method. So name is coming. Whereas coming to JVM created thread, what is the name you are getting? What is the name you are getting? For JVM main, because it's a main thread created by JVM. That's why you're getting main thread, main here name. So that's all about current thread, guys. And then sleep method. What is the usage of sleep method? Anybody, please? What is the usage of sleep method? Anybody, please?
It is on.
Temporary put on the sleep mode, like block mode.
Yes.
Thread.
Yes, we'll show you it practically. So here, first in this particular example, we'll remove it first. So in this particular example, if you observe, I created object for credit card class and I called my own thread. That is credit card thread I started. Okay, and my own JVM created thread also started. Both threads are executing parallelly. So what I'm doing here, this thread is going to execute 10 times. Am I right or not? Because you wrote here for loop for 10 times. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop my thread each and every time. I'm going to send my thread to blocked state up to specific time. Thread dot. Even sleep method also available in thread class. Kindly remember. Thread dot sleep. So have you thread dot sleep? I'm going to pass some time. 10,000 milliseconds. Time would be in milliseconds. Kindly remember. So if you pass this time, so every time this would be executed first and it goes to sleep mode up to 10,000 milliseconds, and then it was started after completion of 10,000 milliseconds. After completion of this 10,000 milliseconds, again it goes to ready or runnable state. So that was executed second time. Again it goes to sleep time, because every time in for loop you are trying to call sleep method, right? So every time for 10 times, every time it is going to blocked state for some time and goes to runnable ready, blocked state, runnable ready, blocked state, runnable or ready. So we will show you it practically, then you are going to get good idea. Java C thread example, thread class example dot Java. I think I need to surround it with try catch finally. Sleep method means definitely you need to write try catch finally. Kindly remember. Sleep method you are used. Sleep method. Hello. If you are using sleep method in the sense, definitely you need to use try catch finally. If you don't use try catch finally, you are going to get exception. Wherever you use sleep method, definitely there you have to use try catch finally. Just trace exception E. Got my point, everyone? What I done here? Here I'm calling sleep method, right? So if you write normal sleep method, you are going to get exception. So you have to surround this sleep method inside try catch block only. If you don't write the sleep method inside try block, you are going to get exception. Kindly remember. So I successfully compiled this Java thread class example. Now tell me, guys, what is the output I'm going to get? Anybody, please? What is the output I'm going to get? Hello?
Yeah.
This thread and this thread both will execute parallelly, but this coming to this loop, every time it goes to 10,000 milliseconds blocked state, up to 10,000 milliseconds it goes to blocked state. So we'll see, we'll show it practically. So observe here, I am a user defined thread created for credit card access first time, then it goes to blocked state. That's why it is blinking. That's why it is blinking.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the second time and then goes to blinking. That means blocked state it is going. It's practically proved, right? Every time it is going to blocked state. After completion of that time, again it goes to ready or runnable state. So it was close to up to 10,000 milliseconds it goes to blocked state. After completion of 10,000 milliseconds, again it goes to ready or runnable state. So that's why every time it is waiting for some time. Every time it is waiting for some time. Every time it is, I think I gave a lot of time. We'll decrease the time. We'll remove 1 0. Then we'll execute. See, observe here, first time, second time. So observe here, every time it is going to blocked state. You are getting output with some delay. Have you observed, guys, everyone?
Yes.
Yep.
Every time you are getting output with some delay. So first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, seventh time, eighth time, ninth time, 10th time. That means every time it is going to block state. Have you observed?
Naveen,
Hello?
yes.
Yes. That is the issue of sleep method. If your requirement was, I want to stop my business logic execution up to specific time. I want to block this process. Then sleep method was useful. Okay. So I'm getting noise from somebody. I'm getting huge noise. Yes. And similarly, weight method also same process. And I'm giving a small assignment for you guys. So sleep method and wait method both are useful to send your current executing thread to block state up to specific time. Already sleep method is there. Why wait method came into picture? That is my small assignment. Please note it down, everyone. What are the differences between sleep and wait method? Please note it down, everyone. Grishma, everyone. Please try to complete these two assignments. Yesterday I gave one assignment like how to implement custom exceptions. That is what I gave in my last session. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, that one. And previously I gave one thing, JVM internal architecture. I think only Grishma completed that one. I didn't get that assignment from others. Please send it. Yes. Next, I'm going to talk something about one more last topic, that is synchronization. Yes, can I continue or can I take one more session? I think you people are.
Whatever you want. Now.
Yes, we'll wind the session with it and we'll take one more session. The timings will let you know. Max will not take today itself. Max will not take
From my
today
side, no
itself.
problem.
Sorry, you have any other plannings, Madhavi?
No, from my side, no problem.
I think other people are sleeping. That's why I'm bothering. That's what I'm bothering.
So all of that Naveen from US.
Yes, I think these people are sleeping. Suhas, all these people, not getting any response from them.
Yeah. So because over there is 2 o'clock at the night, midnight. So
That's
they
what
need
I'm
to be
bothering. That's what I'm bothering. That's what I'm bothering. So we'll wind the session now because it's very I think midnight for them. USA people. So we'll wind the session now and we'll continue, like we'll take one more session. The timings will let you know soon. Okay? Are you okay, Madhavi?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So try to practice all these things before my next session because content is completing, but if you don't practice, you people are going to forget everything. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for your valuable time today. See you back.
Bye.